Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to all of you. UCFF 2104. Good afternoon, Manheng, Shahmi, Asfar, Elalam, Daniel, Saad. Good afternoon, Yuan Ming, Sardar, Ruth, Cheng Hao, Dinesh, Sutej. Good afternoon, Winky, Ayami, Uzma, Sinchi, Vivinath, and Tina. And to all of you. All right. Okay, guys. I hope you are doing fine. Hi, Hassan. Some of you met me earlier today, right? 2 tutorials, and the rest we met each other yesterday. So firstly, congratulations on completing the first part of your assignment. The group discussion role play has been successfully completed. I'm calling it a success, yeah, because no one did badly. All right, so good to all of you. Yeah, that is what I would say. All right, so be proud of yourselves. Okay, let's try not to be so complacent because there is still the second part of your assignment to discuss. Okay, so before we go into looking at the group assignment thingy for the presentation, if you remember, okay, this week I was supposed to give you guys your alternative assessment question. All right, your summary and essay. All right, but taking into consideration a few things, some students mentioned that, okay, they've got some quizzes and submissions this week and next week, right? And also considering now that your lecture is on a Wednesday evening, okay, it will be more logical and also considerate to give you guys the alternative assessment question only next week. Yeah, so that you are not interrupted by too many classes, you are not interrupted by too many submissions. You will have more time to focus on it. All right, and you can also focus on your presentations peacefully, all right, without having to juggle between presentation and also submitting an assignment and your essay and your summary. Yeah, so will that work, guys? Will it be more manageable for you guys if you are given the alternative assessment question only next week? Yeah. Okay, so looks like next week works better. Okay, so next Wednesday at this time, I should be giving you I should be briefing you already about your essay and also summary. Okay, and you will have a week to complete that. All right, so that's your alternative assessment. Okay, now I will share with you guys. Just a moment. Why can't I click anything suddenly? Ay. Okay, I will share with you guys some information about your presentations next week. Yeah, 1 second. I'm trying to share my screen. Nothing seems to be responding. Okay. All right, finally. Yes, Harish, don't worry. When you're back, let us know. Okay, I don't want you to miss too much. Sardar, please, okay? Teasing your lecturer. It's okay, go ahead. I tease myself all the time. All right, your second part of the assessment criteria. How can I forget an I here? Okay, is your part 2, critical response, and your presentation of the critical response using your PowerPoint slides. Okay, so what you did this week, yesterday and today, was your first part, right? Your role play of the group discussion with reference to your graphic organizer. that was 20%. So an area that definitely you can use to help you out, okay, with your grades is the second part, which will take place next week. I hope you read the announcement that was sent last week, okay, in your assessment related channel, yeah. And this is also there, okay, and the slots have also been ready, okay. The one that was given, all I did was I just tidied up the file and then uploaded it for you guys with some remarks there, okay. So let's look into what you will be graded on. All right, you will have the first part here, analysis. Very, very, very important. Okay, guys, can you tell me, guys, what's included in your slides? What are you having as the content of your slides, guys? Can you share, please? Tell me. Okay, Harish is back. Good. Okay. Just the solutions. Okay, very good. All those who have responded. The solutions to your topic, right? So this week you shared lots of information in your discussion. Some of you had topics like mental health, obesity, bullying, all these kinds of topics. You shared details about it, the types of bullying, for example, right? The effects it can have, the causes, and you talked a little about solutions, some of you, but most of the solutions or all of the solutions that every one of you guys thought about should be in your presentation next week. Yeah, so you have submitted your slides already. Very good. So your next step will be to prepare for your presentation, which focuses on the solution, critically analyzing the solution. Okay, so in your slides, all right, if you have a solution, the solution is called, for example, parents should always keep a close eye on their children. You need to make sure you give proper analysis, okay, proper evaluation. So these two, right, are very important. Yeah, you will see in other subjects, in your research subject in the future, personal skills in the future, even in your degree, there's a lot of this analysis and evaluation going on. That means you interpreting it. All right, you said parents should keep a close eye on children. What do you mean by that? That means you are interpreting that and then evaluating it. Why is it important parents keep a close eye on their children? How can it help the situation? Think about the hows, think about the whys. These are two things that you will definitely be explaining, all right, with regards to your solution. Okay, and of course, whatever ideas that you put forth need to be logical, original, relevant. Okay, and of course you want to try and make it convincing, right? You want to make us the listeners believe in whatever you are trying to explain. Okay, a suggestion or a solution that you feel is good, that everyone should try and follow. Okay, so wherever you have points, the analysis, right? I mean, that means the solution, give the interpretation, give the reasoning, all right, give examples. Okay, that comes under supporting evidence. Yeah, so all that should be included. Okay, the next part is synthesis. Synthesizing is one of the things that we are going to see today during lecture. Yeah, you should be able to synthesize whatever information that you are presenting. That means you need to show us the ability that you understand your topic clearly. And how can you show that understanding? You need to show us that you have observed, you can interpret, you can relate points. Okay, for example, if you say a solution that you found online just now was parents should keep a close eye on their children, all right? Relate it to existing knowledge that you have. For example, parents who are working, they have to hire a nanny or even install a CCTV at home, all right, just to keep tabs on what their children are doing. That's existing knowledge that you have, okay? And try and see what you can do to generalize, all right, your ideas into larger context, okay? Like what can be done if it's in a certain society or a certain country. It all depends on your topic. All right, how can you relate solution to solution? How can you relate a solution to an effect or a cause? All that comes under synthesizing, okay? And then your supporting evidence, which all of you definitely already have, is when you are looking for examples or evidence, right? Or such as like statistics, okay? To make your points stronger. All right, to make your points stronger, okay? And it also involves here, guys, answering questions by your classmates, okay? So every group, you will have to keep aside a couple of minutes at least for Q&A, right? It's a requirement, right? Read your assignment question, read the remarks that I've sent you in the slots in the announcement. Q&A is necessary, so your 15 to 20 minutes includes your Q&A, okay? And you need to try and get people to ask you questions, at least a couple of questions, all right? And as far as I remember, in COS, you are taught on how to respond to questions by an audience. Okay, at the beginning itself, you should inform your audience already. Okay, inform your audience already that you. Oh my God, I put the wrong thing here. I'll correct this and repost this. Okay, at the beginning, you should inform your audience that you are going to present first, and then any kind of questions should be kept till the end of the presentation, and that is when your audience is allowed to ask questions. Yeah, you're not giving them an order, you are just making a request that please keep all your questions till the end of the presentation, and we will be happy to answer your queries at the end of it. All right, so it has to be made clear. And at the end, after the last person is done, open the floor for questions. All right, welcome any questions. If I have a question, okay, for example, if I want some further information, yeah, about parents keeping or installing CCTVs in their house, okay, so I say, okay, group whatever, I have a question for you. I am not very clear about the point about regarding CCTVs. How can parents maintain, all right, the privacy of the residents in a house if they install CCTVs? I hope you can help me out. So the people asking questions should be polite as well, should have a good approach. Now, if you are the group who is answering the questions, all right, how would you respond to me, guys? You are now ready to answer my question. How would you respond to me? Can I get some suggestions, please? What would you tell me? Okay, my question is, how would you respond to someone who just asked you a question? Yeah, someone who like I asked your group a question, for example. How would you respond to my question? Because I wanted to know something, some more details about your presentation. Okay, so Hassan has got input there. This is a great question from you. Okay, if you really feel that is very like great, of course, you can. Yeah, so it depends on the type of question. What would be a professional approach? Yeah, simple things like what Fatih is saying, Yizhuan is saying. Yeah, thank you for asking. Okay, thank you for your question. Thanks for asking the question. Tina says, thank you, that's an interesting question. Yeah, so as much as in your heart you are like, oh my God, what on earth am I going to say now? A professional presenter would still say thank you, still say good question, all right? You will definitely have some sort of panic sometimes, yeah? But okay, like Asfar has an input here, you have to be calm, all right? Calm, don't add something irrelevant, okay? Yeah, and after you have answered the question, you can say, okay, I hope my answer has helped you, all right? You have gotten your answer, or your doubts have been cleared, yeah? You can do things like that. Okay, now a situation, for example. I asked a question that is specific to one person's part, all right? For example, if you are talking about types of bullying, I wanted to ask about cyberbullying, okay? The solution about cyberbullying specifically, for example, okay? In your group, there's say 5 people, 6 people. Don't wait too long to respond, okay? So someone has to be quick in saying, okay, thank you for your question. If you are able to answer the question, answer the question. If you are not, and you know that there is someone else in the group who is responsible for that part, yeah, especially if the audience doesn't know that person's name, all right? You don't remember who is the one who mentioned about cyberbullying solution, then you are just asking generally to the whole group. So if the group leader is saying, okay, for example, thank you for your question. I think, for example, I think you can say something like, oh, I think Hassan will be the best person to answer this question for you. All right. So you need to know who can help out. All right. But of course, you need to know what you are in charge of, right? Yeah, if you don't know what you're in charge of, if you don't know that content is related to you, then of course there'll be lots of hiccups. Yeah, so know what you're in charge of, know or predict possible questions that might be asked. Yeah, in being a presenter, you should try and make some predictions. Yeah, be in the shoes of a participant as an audience. Try and think, all right, hypothesize what kinds of things you may be asked about. It will probably give you more sense of readiness, yeah, in answering the questions. Okay, so don't worry too much. Yeah, be calm, thank them for their question, answer the question. At the end, say something that like your friend had mentioned, all right, say something that hope your question has been answered, all right, or can I help you more if there's any more questions. Be open to all that. Yeah, be humble, both the person questioning and the person answering, both. Yeah, all right. So the next one here, presentation skills. This involves your facial expressions, usage of your hand gestures. Yeah, I know you're seated, okay, but I think in your own groups, as in the discussion, you could see some of your friends were very expressive. Okay, they use their hand gestures to when when you're emphasizing a point, somehow your hand gestures are being used. Yeah, your eye contact, you don't want to look like you're reading something, okay, because that is a no. Yeah, all right. Your intonation, we are human beings, we are not robots. Let's not be monotonous. Yeah, let's have a proper stress, proper intonation in our speech, all right, because you don't want people to be like, uh-oh, what is this, what's happening, all right, you just don't want to listen anymore. So do your best, okay, create all that. If you want to bring more props, for example, okay, yes, your main visual aids are your slides. That is the main one you are going to have, okay. use your cursor if possible to show us what part of your slides you are talking about. All right. If you want to bring in more props, for example, let's say, I can't think of any example now. If your topic is about, let's see. Okay. Say your topic is about obesity. Okay. And then you are trying to get your audience attention at the beginning, for example, yeah, before even telling them your topic. Okay, so you want to bring in pictures, or you want to bring sugary stuff like chocolates, candies, cakes, whatever, donuts. I feel hungry now. Okay, all these kinds of things, and show it to your audience, right? Like, okay, what can these things do to you? Okay, and then it gets your audience thinking. All right, this can cause someone to gain weight, for example. Okay, and then that will lead you to your topic of obesity, and you can start talking about it, giving solutions and stuff. All right, so what I'm saying is you are not limited to your PowerPoint slides. Yes, you must use your PowerPoint slides, but you are not limited to your PowerPoint slides alone. Feel free to bring in other props. Okay, things that you feel will help your presentation, will help your audience stay in the presentation. Yeah, so these are just some suggestions. And I would strongly suggest that one person appears only once. Okay, meaning if I'm the first presenter, I'm doing intro and the first solution. Once I'm done, I'm done. I'm not going to return anymore. I'm not going to speak after that. All right, and then the second presenter, third presenter, fourth presenter, fifth presenter, the sixth presenter, probably. I'm just, because different groups have got different layouts, yeah. The sixth presenter states the last solution and the quick conclusion, and ends the presentation. Yeah, so you are not appearing more than once to present something. Okay, so you guys will be sharing your screen on that day. You'll be presenting as a group, and that's it. All right. And I think from what I saw today, I think all of you will be doing quite a good job. Yeah. Do you guys have any questions or not about the presentation? I can show you an example, but I want to know if you got any questions first. This was given by Miss Zafina, but this was a hybrid presentation. So it's just to kind of give you a clue, yeah? All right, so that's why I'll appreciate if you have any doubts or whatever, just let me know, because I think what you guys have done in the discussion was much better than what we had seen in the example before. And please guys, you are not, don't bury your creativity just because you want to follow exactly what's in this presentation. No. All right, you are your own person. As long as you follow requirements, you want to add on whatever that you feel is going to bring some sort of newness. I'm open to all that. Yeah, you don't be scared. All right, so do you want to see this example, guys? It's a little difficult to view because, as you can see, there's this tiny thing here. That's the student at that time in class, hybrid. Okay, and then you will just kind of listen to the presentation. Yeah, only two people want to watch. The rest, the one don't care. No need. It's better, right? If no need. Oh, suddenly you want to watch. Okay. But remember, guys, it is just an example. All right, just an example. Okay, so this will be about I don't know, for this group, the presentation will be about, I don't remember how long, 15 minutes or so. Okay, I'm going to mute myself and then start with the presentation. Yeah.
my girlfriends. These are my group members. We are from group 2. We'll present to you how to prevent ourselves from getting health problem. So the first one will be we should get sufficient sleep. By sleeping, we can restore our energy to do our daily routine so that we will not get too tired when we're going to work or school and hard to focus in doing something. So normally, people are suggested to sleep 7 to 8 hours a day. And you can see from the second picture, when we are getting older, the sleep we need is getting lesser. And the at least for a person to sleep is 7 hours. So what if we don't have sufficient sleep? We will get cold, such as flu or sick. Then we will look older than our friends, same age friends. And the third one will be we will have poor immune system. By having poor immune system, when the virus came into our body can fight back and make sure we are in good health. And the last one will be our weight will gain. Because digestion system cannot work well as the energy in our body is not enough. Therefore, we need to have sufficient sleep so that we will not get health problem and fall sick easily. Next, I will pass it to Jiren to elaborate on his point.
Thank you, Samantha. I'm Jiren, and I will present the second point on how to prevent ourselves from getting health problem, that is having a balanced diet. So what is a balanced diet? A balanced diet gives our body the nutrients and calories it needs to function correctly. The number of calories in a food refers to the amount of energy stored in that food. So a meal that contains all the essential vitamins, minerals, and calories are considered a balanced diet. Our body needs the calories for our daily activities, such as walking, thinking, breathing, and other important functions. From the bar graph below, it shows the suggested calorie requirements for every person. From the graph, we can say that the average person needs about 2,000 calories, but the amount will depend on their age, gender, and their physical activity level. For example, males tend to need more energy, more calories compared to women in the same age category, and also active person needs more calories compared to person that were not active in the same age categories. Why do we need a balanced diet? A balanced diet can help us to get sufficient nutrients. Without a balanced diet, our body is more prone to diseases. Not only that, a balanced diet supplies the nutrients that our body needs to work effectively. For example, if a children did not get sufficient nutrients, he or she might face growth and developmental problems, poor academic performance, and also frequent infection. Next, how do we have a balanced diet? As I mentioned earlier, a healthy, balanced diet contains vitamins, minerals, carbohydrates, starch and fiber, proteins, and also some healthy fats. In another word, we need to eat according to food pyramid. The food pyramid is designed to make healthy eating easier because it is a guideline on what and how much we should consume on our daily meals. Last but not least, there are some food that we need to avoid as well. First of all, we need to avoid consuming empty calories food. Now, empty calories food is a food that contains many calories but very little nutrient. For example, pizzas, chips and fries, energy drink with added sugar, and also sodas. Second, highly processed food, refined grains, added sugar and salt, processed meat, alcohols, and trans fat should be avoided as well. That's all from me, and I will pass it to our next speaker, Vani, to expand on the point.
Okay, thank you, Jiren. So I will elaborate my point on drinking plenty of water. So what should you do? Firstly, you should drink 8-ounce glasses of water a day and make sure that the water that you drink is clean water with enough nutrients such as iron, zinc, and calcium. Next, you should prevent holding in urine after drinking water. This is because holding in urine in your bladder can cause urinary tract infection. Therefore, it is bad for your health. Now, why is it necessary to drink lots of water? First, it is to maintain the balance of body fluids. it is to control body calories. And third, it energizes the muscle. And lastly, it keeps the skin looking good. Hence, if you want to keep a healthy body and have beautiful skin, make sure to drink plenty of water. That's all for me. I will pass the presentation to the next speaker, Adam.
Hi, I'm Adam. So my solution is to exercise regularly. It's recommended for a young adult or a student to exercise at least 30 minutes a day for 3 to 4 times a week. Doing physical activities may help flush away the bacteria from your lungs and airway. This will help prevent you from getting colds, flu, or any other diseases. Furthermore, exercise can help immune cells to work better. It increases the blood flow, reduces stress and inflammation. It could even strengthen our antibodies. Finally, exercise improves a person's mood, thus improving their productivity and brain function. This will help them during their tests or when they're doing assignments. Next, we're talking about how you should exercise properly. First, you should start slowly and progress slowly. You should always warm up before you start an exercise, and you should never overestimate yourself and try to do exercise which is too hard for you. This might cause permanent injuries. The next one is you should be flexible. You should give your body a day or two off if your body is too sore or you feel like you can't do it, just to prevent injuries also. The one is be creative. If the workout routine that you're doing is you're getting bored of the routine, you should add in different exercise or change your routine completely. For example, add activities such as hiking, cycling, or any physical activities that may help you. The fourth one is you should set a short-term goal and a long-term goal. For short-term goals, for example, you have to do 60 to 70 push-ups under a minute. Or long-term goal is like you have to achieve an advanced exercise such as handstands or muscle ups, which need a year or two for you to be able to accomplish. The final is you should monitor your progress. For example, take a picture of yourself before you start your workout and take another picture of yourself 2 or 3 months after your workout so that you can compare those two, your progress, your gains, so that it serves as a motivation for you to continue working out. The next one is when you should work out. Basically, you can work out anytime, but I recommend in the morning, 8 to 9, because if you exercise in the morning, it causes a good type of fatigue, which helps you sleep better during the night. Or in the evening, 4 to 6, which is quite good based on the internet. You could even cycle or walk to school instead of driving to school if your house is close to campus. This will help reduce your transport fees. Next, you can even take breaks when you're doing your revisions. For example, simple exercise such as push-ups or pull-ups. And finally, it's not recommended to exercise at night like 1 hour before your sleep time, because sleeping with your body temperature high makes it harder for you to fall asleep. That's all from me. I'll pass it to the next speaker.
Thank you, Adam. Hello, everyone. My name is Ping Chao. I would like to share with you the next step to prevent yourself from getting health problems. So, for the next step is reduce salt and sugar intake. Everyone here know why we need to reduce salt and sugar intake? No? Okay, that's why I'm here to explain. First, I would like to separate salt and sugar into 2 parts. If you consume too much of salt, too much of sugar, you get insulin resistance. So what is insulin resistance? Insulin resistance is a situation when the cell of your body doesn't respond properly to the hormone insulin. Hence, if your hormone insulin doesn't work properly, doesn't function properly, you might get diabetes. And as you know, diabetes is a very common disease when you consume too much of sugar. Like my grandpa had diabetes, my auntie have diabetes, most of the elderly people have diabetes. So next, we might also have obesity when we consume too much of sugar, because extra sugar means extra carbohydrates. Extra carbohydrates mean extra energy, and extra energy will store in our body as fat. As the time go longer, it will become obesity. That's all for the sugar part. Let's go to the salt part. If you consume too much of salt, you might have heart failure. So why will you get heart failure? Because excess sugar in our blood will block the blood vessel, and this causes atherosclerosis. When they have atherosclerosis, we have high blood pressure. If we have high blood pressure, we have heart failure. And more than that, we also have stroke, because most probably our blood vessel will burst. So that's why we get stroke. And if your blood vessel is truly blocked, you also get heart attack, because the blood can't transport to the heart, and the heart can't get enough oxygen. So that's all for the reasons why we need to reduce salt and sugar intake. Let's talk about how to reduce salt and sugar intake. The first step I want to share with you is prepare your own meal instead of eating outside the restaurant, because when you prepare your own meal, you can know what's the amount of salt and sugar in the food. If you eat in the outside, you do not know what's the salt and sugar amount in the food, because the chef is in the kitchens, and you don't know what happened to the kitchens. So better prepare your own meal, at least breakfast, because I know most of us have not enough time. Okay. So for the second point is very important. Always read the label before you are buying processed and packaged foods. Why? Because when you read the label, you know what's the amount of sugar and salt contained in the foods, and you can do the comparison between the brand of foods. Like if you want to buy a cereal between Honey Star and Cornflakes, like Honey Star have higher content of sugar, like Cornflakes have less content of sugar. So I will choose Cornflake. That's how it works. So for the next point is avoid eating snacks, ice cream, and avoid drinking sugary drinks like 100+, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, NW, and more. These foods contain very high amount of sugar and salt, and if you really want to reduce your sugar intake, just eating them. At the end, the last point, extra tips: drink plenty of water, because drinking water can help reduce the concentration of sugar and salt in your body and help expel salt and sugar. Thank you, and I will pass it to Cliff to tell us what's the next step.
Thank you, Michelle. The next step is to eat regularly and at a controlled portion. So what are the benefits of eating regularly at controlled portion? Very simple. So the first benefit is that it prevents hunger pain, prevents us from getting hunger pain. Next benefit is it keeps us energized, helps us to maintain a healthy diet, and prevents gastric. Very important. So what if we don't eat regularly and at a controlled portion? So we tend to fall sick more often, and we will have reproductive difficulties and prone to diseases such as obesity, diabetes, and stuff. So how do we eat regularly and at a controlled portion? So firstly, we have to fix our eating time. For example, if you set your timing to eat at 7 as a breakfast in the morning, 1 o'clock for lunch, and let's say 7 o'clock in the evening for your dinner. So if you repeat this every day, and you will become a habit of eating regularly. So now the next step is to eat with a smaller plate. This is a psychology trick. When you see that your plate is smaller, you tend to take less food because it's like small, and you don't put too much food. So the next is using your hand as a serving guide. So one fun fact of this is that your food is bigger than your hand. It means that you're eating too much, you're overeating. So reduce eating. So the next is eat only breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and not supper. That's all from us. Thank you very much. Also, if you follow all the steps that we presented just now, it will definitely prevent you guys from getting health diseases in the future. Thank you very much.
Okay, guys. So you actually listened to and watched a full presentation Okay, apart from all those things that you were chatting about just now, okay, interesting topic, right? Okay, speaking about their presentation, okay, what do you feel is good? What do you feel can be improved on? Yeah, or is there any speaker in particular that you remember that you feel was really good? Wow, Asfar did an analysis of the presentation. Alam said that was long. Yeah, it was in that range. They actually took about 15 minutes. Yeah, theirs was actually 15 minutes. Okay, let's see what Asfar said. First speaker is talking a bit too fast and not really elaborating much on her points. She could try to talk a little bit more slowly. Agreed, agreed. A reason probably why that happened, probably I'm assuming, is because they had quite a number of them in the group. I think 6 of them. So I think she, from the way she was going, I think maybe she was rushing with time, yeah, and their content, yeah. But I agree she could go a little slower. Okay, monotone expressions. Um, Yeah, I agree that their solutions, their points were really good. Okay. Yeah, the salt and sugar guy, I think, left an impact on us. I don't know if you will agree with the salt and sugar guy giving us lots of information. He is a good example of someone who really utilized the why and the how. All right, for the solution part. Yeah. So you will have to kind of judge. You have to measure how much content you have. Okay, and see what you need to focus on, because analysis is important. He is the salt and sugar guy is one person who really did good analysis and evaluated both salt and sugar and the solutions to them. All right, so good, Asfar, thank you for your very good input there. Saad said theirs was creative. Yeah, creative, agreed. Okay. Another point from Asfar, he said the points and topic good. I think yes, they were nervous. You guys have this advantage where you are online. You don't really have people actually staring at you, and if even if people are, you don't know and you can't see that. Yeah. If you were really in a real classroom where you have a group of people, or if you are presenting in a lecture, I've had classes where groups had to present in a 250 student class. Yeah. uh, they would probably be peeing in their pants, but they were brave. Yeah, so it's very different. Yeah, it's different when you are actually online and face to face in a real classroom. It's kind of different, so you have the leverage here. Yeah, so don't be too nervous. As long as you know your points, you will be okay. All right, so any other input, guys? Any other input from any one of you? Okay, so that is quite good. I'll add on to them being organized. Yeah, the first presenter pass it on to the second, to the third, and every time you pass it on, you mention, okay, next presenter, I'll pass it on to who. You can mention that person's name, and once you accept the presentation, now this is your turn. Now, thank the person before you. All right, professionalism, politeness, humility, nothing to lose. Yeah, so thank the person for passing on the presentation to you. As much as you hate it, you are getting so scared, but it will slowly help you. Yeah, it will slowly help you to calm down, smile. Yeah, you smile, you will be okay. That's a method of calming your nerves down. Okay, but please don't talk about people committing suicide and then smiling. That is very scary. Yeah, all right. The right expressions at the right time at the right place. Okay, so I hope that you have gained some insight. Yeah. as to how your presentation would be like. Okay, but again, don't bury your own creativity just because of what you see other people doing. All right, focus on having good analysis. Okay, that is what you need to do. All right, so if you have any questions, you please ask. All right, please ask. If you don't, I think I'll give you about a break till 5:20. Okay, 5:20, and then we have to return for another part of the lecture. Yeah, guys. All right. So you just take a short 2-3 minute break. All right. Thank you. Okay, guys. I hope you are back. You're there. Okay, guys, today we are going to look at a topic called synthesizing ideas. Yeah, we still do have content here, okay, because what you need to understand is EAP is there to provide you the basics, yeah, the basics or the fundamentals to hopefully help you with other parts of your assignments, not just for this subject, but for any other subject that you are doing. All right. So that is why we still have content today, which is very much usable in your alternative assessment. Okay, and next week also we will look at a bit of content which can also be applied in your alternative assessment in any other kind of writing that you do. Okay, so our topic here is called synthesizing ideas. All right, so you saw the word synthesis when we were speaking about the group assignment. All right, so when we are synthesizing, we are doing a few things, right? Like you have seen the word synthesize or synthesis, like photosynthesis and all that in science. All right, you have seen the word in some math kinds of stuff. All right, here we are talking about synthesizing when it comes to using ideas, especially when we are reading and writing. Okay, so um, here you will see how to synthesize ideas when you are doing an academic piece of writing, okay? And you are going to try just a very short practice as a whole class, yeah, because we don't have the time, okay? I can give you homework, there's lots of practice questions out there, but your time is limited. You got a lot of things to do. So hopefully you follow the practice that we're going to do later, yeah, towards the end, okay? Hopefully you will be able to define what synthesizing is, all right, at the end of the lesson. You can practice it in multiple sources, all right. Practice synthesizing from multiple sources. That means if you are doing your essay for alternative assessment, hopefully you can apply some of it there. When you are doing future assignments or you're writing a report at your workplace, this skill, if you really get a grasp of it, you will definitely find it very useful. Yeah. So let's see. What is synthesis? Okay, what is synthesis? It is the process that we use, okay, when we are combining two or more things so that we can create something new. All right. So you are familiar, all right, with the process of combining things, and suddenly you say, oh yeah, like you say, oh, you read article 1, you read article 2, you combine the ideas, and voila, you got your own essay already. Wonderful. You might have done some synthesizing, all right, in nature, all right, in whatever goes on around us every day. Synthesis also occurs, yeah. Something as simple as how water is formed. Yeah, you've got hydrogen, you've got oxygen. When they combine, you get water. And I saw one of your friends saying that there's many of you in this class who like drinking mineral water. Very good. You are actually drinking the combination of hydrogen and oxygen, a synthesis of these two things. All right, but then it is not just about water. All right, we are doing synthesizing, okay, in the process of reading. All right, because whenever we read something, we are introduced to new things, right, new ideas. So when do we say that synthesizing happens? All right, synthesizing happens when we combine these ideas, all right, that you got from your reading, okay, based on what you know, all right, or based on ideas from other texts that you got, so that you can get new ideas of your own. Okay, if you remember, okay, as a child, right, or even until now, okay, I'm sure you are familiar with the story of Cinderella. Do you know Cinderella, guys? Yes? No? Don't know? We can't watch Cinderella now? Yes. Okay. Every guy will wish they had a Cinderella, but every girl will not wish to be Cinderella at the beginning of their lives, right? Until they meet, is that the blonde girl? My God. Okay, so you know Cinderella. Okay, good. Do you know Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? Do you guys still remember Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? Snow White is not the blonde girl, yeah? Okay, good. So you know Cinderella, you know Snow White. Okay, these are two characters that as a child, probably you remember the story, right? You might have watched it on TV. Okay. Yes, Shami, that's the kind of a description of Snow White. Yes, Tina, with the apple. Good, good. All right. As Jamil has Rapunzel. Ooh, Jamil has Rapunzel. Okay, so if you were to recall, okay, Snow White and Cinderella, all right, the story of their lives, is there anything, okay, is there anything that, any idea or any event or any people in those two stories that you can kind of relate or combine? Anything? Because anyone can answer, yeah? It's more of like asking you what happened in your lives, like say 15 years ago, 13 years ago. So what is something from Cinderella and Snow White that you can remember?
Miss,
Yeah?
they both become a princess.
They both become princesses. Okay,
Uh,
good. That is one. Very good. What else? What else?
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, they both are lucky because they become princess.
So they are both lucky. Okay, good, good. So in order for them to become princesses, they had to meet someone first, right? Good, Yizran. They both married a prince, right? That is how they became princesses, right? Or Tina, or they both suffered. Yeah. All right. They both are cartoons, fairy tales. So you have found some similarities. Okay, let's talk about Tina mentioning that they both suffered. Who or what was their source of suffering? Okay, their source of suffering was their enemy, their own people. There's one person specifically who wanted.
stepmom, Miss. Their
Very good.
stepmom.
Who is that who remembered the story?
Me, lang.
Ella Lam, Snow White, Cinderella, your ideal type of future wife, I believe. Okay, okay, good, good. So there was the evil woman who is actually their stepmother. Very good. Okay, so you have done some sort of synthesizing here. You figured out, okay, in Cinderella, there's this evil stepmother. She met Prince Charming. She became a princess because she married Prince Charming. Right? And then in Snow White, also there is this evil stepmother, lots of suffering, like Cinderella, got to know Prince Charming, became a princess because of Prince Charming. Right? Now, you guys have combined these ideas, okay? You have found similarities, okay, in these two stories, and you can produce a new conclusion, a new idea. What can you say about these two stories now, guys, to conclude that these two are young, beautiful women who suffered a lot because of their evil stepmothers, but they were lucky enough to meet a Prince Charming and finally live in the palace with their princess and their princesses. So what is the conclusion you can make? Lots of things, right? Life is not like that, probably, but you have a happy ending. Good, Tina. All right, they had a happy ending. Okay, so that is what you could conclude based on what you saw in these two? Lots of things. All right. So marriage is the solution. Oh my goodness. You young people speaking about marriage. Yeah, probably for them marriage was the solution. But now I don't know. Marriage is I don't know. I better not say something. Tina is like, no, no, no. Okay. So when you are synthesizing ideas, all right. You're talking about Shrek. Oh, I miss Shrek. All right. So Shrek is not a princess, Shami. Fiona is the princess. But guys, Shrek is Shami's favorite princess. No, no. Okay. Okay, guys, you think about your marriage later. You can talk about your plans to get married with your family after class. Yeah, when you're having dinner, you can express your intentions to be married to Shami, to Shrek. The rest is, yeah, okay, if you want to get married. I suggest you finish your studies first, yeah? All right. So when you're synthesizing ideas, you are actually comparing and contrasting ideas, okay, from two different points of view, as you did with Cinderella and with Snow White, yeah? You said character-wise, all right, character-wise, they may look different. They might be from different places. Their backgrounds were a bit different, but you managed to get similar ideas, okay, that helped you to make a conclusion at the end, all right? They finally were happy in their lives, yeah, the ending was happy, okay? And you can make a critical evaluation, very important, all right? You can give reasons why. For example, you say, okay, it had a happy ending, but how did the happy ending come about? What was the benefit of the happy ending, for example? Okay, she didn't have to see her stepmother at all, or she had all the money in the world, whatever. Yeah, reasons that you can give, or effects that you can give. So that's actually what you're doing in a synthesis. But of course, you are not going to just synthesize the story of Cinderella or Shrek or Snow White or Rapunzel, right? Sleeping Beauty, if only it were that simple, right? So you are doing more academic stuff. But those who plan to get married, have children early, yeah, you will be doing synthesizing with your children when you read to them stories of all these characters, yeah, your Cinderella and stuff, okay? All the best in doing that. Okay, so when we say we are doing this academically, okay, you imagine you are researching a certain topic, all right? This happens a lot in research writing of literature reviews, which you will do later on in semester 3, all right? There's lots of sources that you need to look for, okay? So if you want to research a topic, so now your topic is, what's your topic? Fairy tales, for example, all right? The effects of fairy tales on university students studying EAP, for example, all right? You probably go search the internet, or you go to a library, look for different types of sources, yeah, that provide you with lots of information, lots of opinions, lots of different articles, right, stating what fairy tales or how fairy tales can impact university students studying EAP in specific, all right? So if I'm the one who is studying what fairy tales can do to you people, okay, I will do my best when I'm reading. I will evaluate the information, compare them, make my conclusion. All right. So, for example, I've read a variety of articles, right? I've compared the information, found similarities. For example, I can make conclusions that university students studying EAP in specific are very, very into fairy tales, and it has affected their lives in a more positive direction because they are looking forward to getting married and having a happy family, all right, and all is well in their lives. So maybe that is the conclusion that I got, all right? So this has made me obtain a new idea that university students studying EAP probably they have gotten something really good from all these fairy tales, right? It's very positive. It made them have the idea of wanting to get married, all right, and having a prince or a princess who can sort of guarantee a blissful life full of happiness, love, and don't forget money. Yeah, so maybe that was my new idea. Okay, so a lot of that needs you to read, evaluate, make comparisons. Okay, it is important, guys. Now we know what synthesizing is theoretically. We need to be able to try and differentiate synthesizing and analyzing. Okay, when you are analyzing stuff, okay, ideas in this situation, you are able to break ideas down into their own parts. All right, that means you can say, okay, this is idea one, this is idea two, this is a supporting detail of idea one, of idea two, and so on. It's like you going to the grocers, getting, for example, some milk, vegetables, meat, fruit, whatever. All right, so you can break things down. All right, you unpack your grocery bag. You can put all these items on the table. Milk is for drinking, is for having with cereal in the morning. All right, the bread is for your breakfast sandwich. Your what they call that, the carrot is for dinners, your dinner today. So you can break them down. In synthesizing, you're combining the ideas so that you can get new ideas. Okay, like this. All right, from all these different parts, they are combined, you finally get a dish. All right, don't ask me how to make these curry puffs, but yeah, if you go to the market, you buy potato, you buy flour, you buy salt, for example, some chili and whatnot, you can probably make curry puffs. Yeah, so analyzing is breaking them down into individual parts, but when you synthesize, you are combining them as well, all right, to get new ideas. Okay, another one that we need to know is summarizing, synthesizing versus summarizing. Okay, when you summarize, as you already know, you are putting someone else's ideas in your own words. Okay, and you will shorten it as much as possible, but not losing or forgetting what the main idea is. Okay, but when you synthesize, you're not doing exactly the same thing as summarizing. Okay, because you have to be more critical in that process. Yeah, you have to be more critical and creative in that process, because you need to go one step further by comparing and also combining, okay, whatever information that you have read. All right, so if you say summarizing is challenging, yes, I will agree. Synthesizing is going up 3 steps more challenging than summarizing. Yeah, because it involves a little bit more than summarizing. It needs you to think more. Okay, are you okay so far, guys, with this? Yeah, because you can see in these slides, it's being repeated. I was given the slides that I kind of fine-tuned them a little bit. Yeah, because some things were very redundant. Okay, any questions, guys? Any questions before you do this practice together? I mean, individually, but we're doing it as a class, yeah? Guys, I know it's close to dinner time, yeah? It's okay, it's just this week and next week, and then you're free to do whatever. So I hope you're okay, yeah? All right. So now theoretically, you may be okay. So for this practice here, thank you for your responses here, guys, those who did. You will be reading 2 passages, okay, that have different points of view about bike lanes. Are you familiar with bike lanes, guys? In Malaysia, there aren't many bike lanes. Yeah. Which part of the world has got a lot of bike lanes, guys? That focuses a lot on the usage of bicycles, and they provide bike lanes for that. Japan. wonderful, right? We've got a couple of Japanese students in this class. You can ask them. It's so nice to see all these bike lanes everywhere. Or even Zambia. Okay, that I didn't know, but good to know. Thanks for sharing. Singapore, Germany, the US, Libya also, Lalam. Wow. Okay. And I think you will agree that many parts of Europe, if you were to go to the UK, UK is not in the Europe, but it was. UK also has a lot of it. Oh, in Zambia there's a lot. Okay, good to know. So bicycles are used a lot there. That's why I like all this international students that we have. There's lots of variety, lots to learn. Dubai is making a few. That's very good. Yeah. China too. Good. Yeah. So we see that many parts of the world they have bike lanes. Okay. So you have background knowledge about bike lanes. All right. Any European students here? I don't think we have any European students in this class. No, I do have currently one European student. I had one from Hungary before. Um, Another one, I don't remember where he was from. Yeah, there was this girl from Hungary. I think I taught her 2 years ago. So we do have European students in in APU, but not that many. Malaysia, almost all roads. Yeah, in Malaysia, so easy going, right? If you're a bicycle, if you need to walk, if you're a truck, if you're a car, you're a motorcycle, everybody just uses the same road. How convenient. One thing for everyone. Yeah. Okay. So sorry. So it is as simple as bike lanes. Yeah, we all know bike lanes. So now what's happening before you are synthesizing or reading a text? Try and think, okay, what do you know about this certain topic? Okay, so you know all these places that have bike lanes, right? You know the function of it. Okay, so for this in a while, everyone is expected, yeah, to provide their input. You'll have to participate and put your answers into the chat box. Okay, so we'll follow a certain procedure, okay, a certain guideline here, that there will be like 3 steps here. Okay, the first one is you will look at 2 articles, okay, 2 texts, not very long, don't worry. You will summarize both those passages, okay, those texts. Okay, so I will give you like say 3 to 5 minutes to read passage 1, and then 3 to 5 minutes to read passage 2. As you are reading the passages, okay, as you are reading the passages, you make your own notes, a summary. What is it about? All right, what is it about? Just the main idea. All right, that is your first step. So we'll go through the first step first. Okay, so this is your passage 1. I hope everything is big and clear here. You read it. Oh, sorry, what did I do? You just read it and figure out what the summary is in your own words. Give you about 3 minutes. Okay, you make your own notes yourself first. Okay, just one or two sentences probably you would have. Okay, just the main ideas. You make your own notes first. All right. Later, after passage 2, then only you will post your answers. Yeah. So you will post your answers for passage 1 and passage 2. All right. So take another 30 seconds to just 30 seconds to a minute to just go through passage 1 again to identify the main idea. Yeah, a summary of it. Okay, guys, I hope you are done. Okay, keep your answers to yourself. Make sure everybody has something to post later. Yeah, don't post anything yet. All right, don't post anything yet. When you write your main ideas, is a summary, right? So it has to be a full sentence or 2 full sentences. Because in this text, I think you can definitely figure out at least 2 main ideas. All right, or supporting details also that are usable. Okay. All right. Cyclist is in general, yeah, Kritakon, as far as I know, cyclist is in general people who ride any kinds of cycle or wheel-based, what they call that, transportation. So that's why you have motorcyclists, for example. All right. Bicyclist is specifically one who rides bicycles. Yeah, that's what I can share with you. Yeah. All right. Okay. Keep your answers. Don't forget, everyone needs to post later. So I hope you have summarized the first passage already. Okay. We will not discuss yet. Now, passage number 2. Again, take 3 to 5 minutes. Read it. Summarize it, please, in your own words. Okay. Keep your answers first. Okay, I hope you have read it already. Okay. Write your brief summary of a sentence or 2. Okay. When you are done, write in your meeting, your chat. Okay. Post in your meeting chat just a brief summary, a brief one, yeah, it's a very short text, okay? Passage 1, passage 2. Everyone should post their summary, please. Okay? It should be in complete sentences, yeah? Don't copy from your friends, okay? Okay, I see a few of you. Good. It's okay, Yuan Ming. If you think you wrote wrongly, you can rewrite, right? No problem. Those who are still posting their answers, post, don't worry. Just wait a minute. Yeah, but all of you need to post, yeah? Asfar, don't worry, Asfar, if that is what you got, is that what you summarized? If it is, no problem. We're just going to discuss that soon.
Oh no, miss, I kind of got worried that I'm supposed to write it in one sentence, in one or two sentences, not like paragraphs.
Yeah, because it's just a summary, right, of the separate paragraphs.
Okay, all right.
You copy your answer elsewhere first, or you just make a new post, yeah? Because what you wrote might be usable for later.
Sure, okay.
Okay, so far you got the main ideas, all right? If there are usable supporting details, do put them in, yeah? Go through what your friends have written as well, guys. See, you can do your own synthesis of your answers. Actually, you can compare your answers. The good thing is that you have the main ideas, most of you so far. Some of you very good answers, yeah. Keep it up, yeah, guys. Guys, some of you haven't posted your answers yet. I remember you, yeah. So far, only 59 students posted their work. 60 so far. There are about almost 30 more who need to post their answers. Okay, those who haven't posted, I hope you do that, yeah, soon. All right. So all of you guys, all right, who have posted your answers, as I was going through your answers very quickly, yeah, there can be, you can actually see, yeah, lots of similarities in whatever you have summarized from both passage 1 and also passage 2. Okay, now these are very short texts, so they are more easy to tackle. Okay, so you have summarized passage number 1, you have summarized passage number 2. Okay, as most of you are saying, for example, here, let's just take this last response here from Sohan. He said that bicycles are more effective. There are many advantages. So you know that the first passage focused on the advantages. Okay, and then lots of advantages were described there, such as avoiding traffic, not running out of gas, not breaking down. Yeah, don't have to pay for parking tickets, for example. Okay, and the second passage, according to what your friend has written here, by the spelling is okay, the space that it occupies and the risks that bicyclists have to go through, all right, when they are on the roads, for example. So you guys got the gist of both these passages. Good. Okay, now what you did was the first step here. You summarized the main ideas. Wonderful job. Those who haven't posted their answers, please do so, yeah? All right. Next is comparing them. Okay, so now we have to try and do some synthesizing here, all right, by combining, okay, combining the summaries and finally making a conclusion. All right, so say now this is the summary for passage 1, this is the summary of passage 2. Okay, so in this example here, it stated that, all right, the argument that the author has stated is having bike lanes in urban areas is beneficial. Like you guys said, many of you mentioned the benefits, right? The advantages, okay? Because it cuts down on traffic, decreases accidents, lowers pollution. It is a very inexpensive and safe and healthy way to travel. All right, so it does mention the benefits and then the specific benefits. All right, the usable supporting details were mentioned. All right, so you can You can make a comparison with your answers. Many of you did that. Very good. Okay, in passage 2, what was mentioned here is the author contends, yeah, that placing bike lanes in urban areas is a bad idea. Okay, so here comes the negative points. What's disadvantages about having bike lanes? Okay, it takes up space, creates additional crowding, causes accidents, sidewalks get congested, and it is also mentioned that other alternatives can be used instead of bicycles, such as buses and subways. Okay, so both of these have got the main ideas. One is the benefits, all right, and what kinds of benefits, the usable supporting details, and then the other one is about the disadvantages, what kinds of drawbacks does it have. Okay, so this is one of the processes, okay, that we are going through in synthesizing. Now, in order for us to write our synthesis, okay, in order for us to write our synthesis, we need to relate these two. Okay, we need to relate these two. Some of you actually did that already, yeah, in your own answers. Yeah, some of you actually already did a synthesis. Okay, so you can just see it. All right, let's see the sample of the synthesis that was already done here. Okay, so what is being said here is that these opposing points of view demonstrate that while bike lanes encourage a healthy, safe, and low-cost way to travel in cities, so this here, okay, focuses on the advantages. All right, they also cause problems that need to be addressed through better urban planning. Can you see that the summary here, all right, has been further summarized and a conclusion was created, all right, that there are problems, they need to be addressed, and the new idea here, better urban planning can be done. All right, if these were articles, for example, all right, if these were articles, for example, okay, for example, passage number 1 was written by, let's say this is a source here. This is how you can use this in your assignment here. Okay, for example, passage number 1 was written by Lee 2020. Okay, and passage number 2 was written by give me a name, I don't know, Shrek. 2018 or 2019, whatever. Okay, but then Shrek didn't write it alone. He wrote it with a group of people. I hope you know the usage of et al. Yeah, you will be seeing this et al, ETAL, full stop, in articles, in research papers, and if semester 3 you do your research subject, you will need to know et al means that if a source was written by more than 3 authors, all right, more than 3 people, all right, you will use et al. Okay, one of the author's surname and et al. Okay, so if you see this et al anywhere, it just means that it means and others, you know, like etc. you use for things. Okay, et al is et alia, meaning and others, comes from Latin. Okay, all right. So first article was written by Lee 2020. Second article written by Shrek et al 2019. Okay, now we have summarized this. Okay, this is by Lee, this is by Shrek. All right, in our synthesis, okay, in our synthesis, we want to show that not all these ideas are ours. Yeah, it was from other people, and then we are creating a new idea here, a conclusion here. All right, so something that you can do, probably your citation, for example, this first part here was the benefits, right? Yeah, so you can say you do your citation here. Lee 2020. All right, this is the basic, yeah, guys. You have learned this. I think you told me what, PDSM, right? Okay, and then this one, they also cause problems that need to be addressed. Well, they also cause problems. This is now an in-text citation. Shrek et al. Is the one. 2019 is the one that mentioned the disadvantages, the problems. Okay, so specifically we are putting the citation near or close to the specific information that was taken from the article. Yeah, and this is what we concluded from it. Okay, so I hope you get the idea. Yeah, you have just synthesized something. Okay, you had to read passages first. All right, identify what was important there, what is usable for you. All right, and then kind of write what the main point is. And then you combined the main points. And if you use sources, you would want to be a responsible learner. Okay, you acknowledge them using citations. And of course, you have to do references. All right, like you have to write, okay, what Howard referencing for Lee, Howard referencing for Shrek. Yeah. So basically, all right, done. Basically, your synthesizing is you creating, all right, new ideas, new statements by combining or comparing, okay, two different summaries or two different main points, okay, and making a conclusion, all right, making a conclusion that creates a new idea, okay, and in this situation, the need for urban planning to be better. All right. Are you all okay? Do you guys get the process of synthesizing? All right, any questions? These are two additional references that I would recommend. I'll show them to you as well. I feel that they are very useful. Yeah. Any questions or not before we go to that that additional sources? This is, guys, if you can master this skill, right? It is not something that you can immediately do sometimes, not for everyone. Yeah. It is one of the most useful skills. I always say summary is a very useful skill, very useful skill. Go up a notch is synthesizing, where you can you imagine that your brain is functioning so well, you are thinking so critically, you are combining ideas together, all right, doing the necessary citations and stuff. You really are a critical thinker if you're able to do proper synthesizing. Yeah, all right, you don't have to be a super student or whatever. It's just knowing the skill and how to go about that skill. Okay, because when you write the what they call that, your alternative assessment, your essay, yeah, if you are looking at sources, okay, you're looking at sources online, for example, you're writing an argument about which is better, Shrek or Cinderella, for example. So you want to find sources, right? And you got sources, you want to do citations, you will compare, contrast your ideas. All right, compare, contrast your ideas, do proper citations, and come up with a conclusion. You have synthesized. I'm so proud of you if you do that. All right, you are really preparing yourselves for your undergraduate programs, yeah, and it's usable even after that. Even until now, I use it. Okay, all right. So this site from RMIT, I just love how RMIT prepares their material. Yeah, the suggestion that is okay. In semester 3, you'll be doing a subject, academic research skills. I don't know if I'll be seeing you there. That's what I normally teach. Yeah. So if we do meet each other, you may not want to do that, but yeah, if we do, you will do synthesizing. All right. There we call it cross-analyzing, where you're analyzing, you're comparing, you're contrasting. All right. So For example, yeah, when you are doing synthesizing, you need to try and take notes, just as what you had done. You had summarized stuff, okay? So if your topic is this, English is the dominant world language, all right, if this were your topic, okay, you find sources about this topic. So now there is text one, yeah, you have to cite your sources, right? This was by Watson, this second one was by Louis, third was Hanan, and fourth is who's this, Dowd. Okay, so these points that were written here, okay, all relate to English being the world's dominant language, the main language, all right? If you read through these short texts here, all right, the notes that were taken, all right, by what the student, you can try and find main points. Okay, let's just compare, for example, text 1 and text 2. Okay, you can easily see here that okay, it's international language, international as well. All right, so for example, a lot of it is about using it internationally, okay, for education, for business. Okay, so you want to relate this, right? You want to relate this. So when you are relating this, right, you will try and have supporting ideas. For example, the support is supporting ideas of Watson and Louis. These are all supporting ideas about English being the world's main language. All right. So they are saying that supporting the contention that English is the dominant world language. All right. You will, of course, mention who you are referring to, Watson and Louis. And then you will continue with, all right, it is a medium of international communication in business, in technology, and in other global forums, as was mentioned in the note-taking part. All right. And then now similarity. Okay. However, others argue that despite its apparent dominance, English is not the global language when the number of native speakers of other languages, for example, Chinese, are considered. All right. So it is just taking the main points, all right, whatever that is needed here. And they have related this, Dowd and Hanan, they mentioned that the ones about what's happening in among the Chinese, for example. Yeah, so you are relating ideas together. How? By comparing and contrasting. Okay, so if you do all these references in between and stuff, you will need to do a reference list. Yeah, I'm hoping you can apply this skill of synthesizing, okay, when you are doing your alternative assessment. Okay, so this is one of the other links that I have put as well. I feel it's very useful. Okay, very useful, especially when it's beginners. Okay, even for me as a refresher, I feel it's very useful. All right, how you can you have a text, okay, and how did this text come about? It came about from the process of doing synthesis. Okay, so looks complicated, looks boring, but take my word for it, it is one of the best skills that you can have as a student. All right, even as an adult later, or when you are a reader, it really is very helpful for you to combine ideas. All right, when you are writing a paragraph or an essay, yeah, and next time your research. Okay, so that's all from me today. What is Jiggly? Any questions? Any questions, guys? Shami, are we ready for what?
Miss, I have a question.
Yeah.
If we're doing the alternative assessment, do you have to reference like how you did in the synthesis?
You mean like, for example, where you? You mean like things like this?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you did do references, okay, if you did refer to other material to get your main points, I would strongly suggest you do citations, and then at the end of it, you will have a list of references. You are strongly suggested to do that.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Any more? Any more?
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
When we are writing argumentative essays, so I need to understand reputation para.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm having a little bit confusion in refutation para.
Okay, refutation paragraph. Okay, guys, what is written in a refutation paragraph? Okay, let's hear what your friends have to say first, guys. Okay, guys, you have an intro, am I right? And then you have two body paragraphs, normally for the topic. And then comes your refutation paragraph, right? Does anyone want to explain a little bit about it? Okay, so one of your friends, okay, good. Sutej and Cheng Yu so far have contributed to this. They said that you are acknowledging the opposing view. Okay, for example, the topic of Cinderella and Shrek. Okay, Cinderella and Shrek. Which is better? Okay, which is a story that gives you more moral values, for example. Okay, so your stand is that, for example, if Fatih is to be writing it, if Xiaomi is to be writing it, they will write Shrek. Okay, Shrek is a story that gives you more moral values. All right, so you will have body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, arguing why Shrek has more moral values. Okay, body paragraph 3 is acknowledging. Okay, it's acknowledging. All right, that there is another point of view, that Cinderella is better than Shrek. You get what I'm saying? Saad, is it?
Ma'am, a little bit confusion. Not clear.
Okay, never mind. Do me a favor, okay? Because next week we are talking about alternative assessment.
Okay.
Go search for your slides for argumentative essay, okay? Because you have the slides on Moodle I saw, and also on your Teams, all right? Read through the slide, and then there is example as well I saw on Moodle. This was before I joined your class, okay? Look through those examples, and next week you will tell me what you understand and what you don't understand. Will that do?
Okay, ma'am.
Can, right? Okay, so you have to put in that little bit of effort also, so that I can see to what extent you need help. All right? Okay. Shami said, oh, the skill that we're talking about, do you think we are there? Like, have we reached that? Are we ready? Am I able to stand next to Shrek? Yeah, I'm already standing next to Shrek. Very good, Cheng Yu. You are giving out points. Good. Why that is an opposing view. Very good. Yeah. So those who have any questions to ask about summarizing and also about what is that thingy? Argumentative essay. Go through your notes first. Okay, go through your examples first so that you know specifically what is it that you get, what is it that you don't get. Yeah, because you can't just say I don't understand anything, right? That's impossible, right? If you don't understand anything, because these are skills from at least from the past 5 years you have been using in school. So go through them first, then point out whatever there is I can help you out with. I will be happy to do that. All right. So if you have no questions, EAP, right? Yeah, okay. I will just generate for you the attendance code. Please work, please work, please work. It works, yes. Okay, so all the best, guys, in preparing for your presentations. Okay, thank you for your input and your participation in class today. We will meet next week. All right, have a good night, all of you. Thank you very much. Shami, there's a lot of expression of love and positive feelings. Good, good. Shrek has brought out a lot of emotions from you. Very good. The code is still 506, yeah, for those who have not put in their attendance, okay? Shami, if that makes you happy, Shami, go ahead. All I want is your happiness and everyone else's as well. Close your eyes and imagine you are standing right beside Shrek, okay? All right, thank you guys.